everyone, this is jGazMom, and I'm here to talk about movies. And these, like the last episode, these are movies that are older, um, mostly black and white, but not all. And actually, the only color movie is the first movie. Okay, the first movie that I'm reviewing today is called Margie. Now, I know I said this is in color, but the pictures on the internet of the movie that are in color are very fuzzy. And this one wasn't so bad in black and white. They were probably stills taken in order to publicize the movie. Anyways, this movie is from 1946. It stars Jean Crane, and she plays a teenager in high school, and all the little hijinks that happen to her that ultimately brought her to where she is in the current time, 1946. Where she is married and has a daughter in high school herself. So, it's pretty funny. There's the guy in the picture on the right is the popular guy who, she sort of likes because everybody seems to like him. And the other men, there's one that I forget his name. I know his name. I can't remember it. But he played the husband in Mr. Ed. He's in there as, someone in the high school with her, like a long childhood friend of hers, and he sort of likes her. He would probably do anything for her, but she doesn't really like him. And then there's this guy that comes into everyone's life. He just happens to be the French teacher that everybody drools over. So the question is, which one does she end up with? And I'm not going to tell you. It's a fun movie. There's some singing, some dancing. Not a big deal. Not enough to make this movie a musical, but enough to put it in the time period it's supposed to be. As you could see, they're at a dance, so there's dance music of the time period. So I really like this movie, and I hope you will try to catch it. It's not that easy to find, but ever since I saw it, I love this movie. And I think that this is one of the movies that my mother, who died when I was young, loved. She loved this. So that also makes me want to love it, though I wouldn't love it just for that. But I can see why she did. Alright, the next movie also stars Jean Crane. And we'll get to that. Alright, this movie is called People Will Talk. It's from 1951. It stars Jean Crane, Cary Grant, other people who I won't be able to remember because my brain is kind of mushy right now. This is another one of my favorite movies. It has seriousness to it, and you think, oh, this whole thing is going to be serious, but no, there's comedy in there too, and a lot of, it's not really preachiness. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, Jean Crane, laying on the table in this picture, finds out she is pregnant. and she is not married. And Cary Grant is the doctor who tells her. And she is so upset about it that she tries to kill herself. Which it probably is a spoiler to say that, but it's in, the first third of the movie. And there's so much that happens after that. Anyway, this is a picture from after that where he had to, operate on her because she shot herself badly. The guy next to him is he's not exactly a partner. He's not exactly a friend, though he is a friend. He's sort of like a silent sidekick, and he's all mysterious. You don't really find out about him till the end, and that part, when you find out about him, it's the best part in the whole movie. I love that part. When I find somebody watching this movie in the house, mainly my sister, and that part comes up while I'm like walking to get something to drink into the kitchen or something, I will stop what I'm doing and watch that part of the movie because that is such an awesome part. You basically find out the story of this man's life and how he got to where he is and his relationship with the doctor. Anyways, I love this movie, even though it's on the more serious side compared to the other movies that I've been reviewing lately. There is humor in it, and the acting's superb. I definitely recommend this movie, and it's easier to find than some of the other movies I've recommended. Now, the next movie will have Cary Grant in it. So let's get to that. Okay, this movie is called The Talk of the Town. It's from 1942. It's got Cary Grant. I can't remember his name. And I knew I would forget. Famous actor, he was in the movie Random Harvest. He had his own radio show. I should know his name. I'm gonna have to look it up. Ronald Colman. I didn't even get that far. It's Ronald Colman. And Gene Arthur. It's another Gene. So I'm getting confused. Anyway, this is also a comedy with serious things in it. Cary Grant is somebody who is, I think he's accused of some kind of crime. I can't remember if it's murder or what. And, the media is going after him. He escapes somehow, and he finds his way to the attic of this woman's house. She is setting up the house for a lodger to come. And, the lodger is Ronald Colman. He is a very fancy judge or attorney or something who may or may not be accepting a position into the Supreme Court soon. So he is trying to sit and relax, and I don't know if he's writing or something, and avoid any and all scandal possible. And of course, this man is in his house, and it is a criminal. And should this come out to public, there would be a giant scandal. Of course, Gene Arthur is stuck in the middle of, how do we keep this a secret from him? How do we hide him? Because the guy can't stay in the attic forever, and he has like a sprained ankle or something, and it's a big mess. And you also kind of find out that both these guys kind of love her. So I'm not going to tell you how it ends. It's fun, funny. She does end up with one of them. I won't say who. It all gets resolved. I kind of found the ending really odd compared to the rest of the movie the first time I saw it. But it, as I've seen it again and look back, it does kind of fit it. It like explains things with almost no words. So that was fine. It was just different. I definitely recommend this. And the next movie has the lady lead from this movie, Jean Arthur. And the next movie, You Can't Take It With You, from 1938. It stars Jean Arthur and Jimmy Stewart, Spring Byington, I think it's Lionel Barrymore. Lots of people. Very fun movie. Definitely comedy. A little slapsticky. As you can see from this picture, somebody is pulling a trick on her and put a sign on her back while she's at a fancy restaurant. It's that kind of goofy stuff. This is based on a play that is still being put on in parts of the world. And I love this movie. It was on the same tape as my favorite movie when I made my husband watch it. And we just kept the tape in and watched this too, and he enjoyed this. This is about Jimmy Stewart's family is this couple here sitting at the table. Those are his parents, and they are rich. Jean Arthur's family is not only not rich, they are incredibly eccentric. They all sort of do their own thing and pursue their own hobbies. They don't have real jobs. One of them makes fireworks. Another one paints and writes. Another one does ballet. Another one plays a xylophone and distributes flyers. It's all kinds of weird stuff. Making toys, playing the harmonica. There's all kinds of stuff they all do, and they all do it in the same time in the same house, and they're bouncing around and being really goofy. And that's what most of this movie is. I cannot watch it sometimes when my migraines are really bad because it's noisy and busy and stuff. But it is a fun movie, and I like it. I want to watch it just talking about it because it's fun and it makes me laugh and smile. It has a good ending. The rich people kind of look down on her and her family. And her family just wants her happiness. So, you gotta wonder, how is this gonna get resolved? And I'm not gonna tell you. It's a fun movie. I love it. And I hope you get to see it sometime and enjoy it too. The next and last movie this episode has Jimmy Stewart. Alright, the last movie today, starring Jimmy Stewart, is called Harvey. It's from 1950. And it's a lot more calm and slower than the other movies today. But it is definitely worth watching. It also is based on a play like the last movie. And I could see this being on stage. Definitely. It's more about character development than, the last one where people are running around and doing stuff. Jimmy Stewart plays somebody who is older. He lives with his older sister. Well, I don't know if she's older than him, but she has a grown daughter. Anyways, he lives with them. I don't know if he has a job. I don't remember. I haven't seen this in a while. But he also seems like a really great guy, very friendly and to everyone and kind. And then you find out that he has an invisible friend with him named Harvey, who is a giant rabbit that no one can see, of course. In this picture, he is talking to Harvey and this psychiatrist, I think, and the psychiatrist nurse are, observing. So basically, it's about him and Harvey, and what does his family do about this? He's not hurting anyone, but he's making life difficult for her and her daughter. Her daughter wants to get married to anybody, but nobody will date her because of her weird uncle. And they aren't quite sure what to do. And there's talks of maybe trying to get him committed or not. Back then, I think the laws were a little bit more loose about such things. And I'm not going to tell you what happens. It's the kind of movie that warms your heart. There's some humor. It's mostly not in your face stuff. It's more serious, like I said, character building kind of storyline. But I definitely like this movie. I'd watch it again. Not as much as the other movies in the list today, but it's definitely one I recommend. Okay, that's the last movie for today. I hope you've enjoyed the reviews. I'm sorry that I haven't had the words that I needed to say for some of the things. I'm on a new medication for migraines, which strangely causes headaches while you're getting used to it. But it also gives you a little bit of brain fog, so it's hard for me to find words to things, and I feel... My son made me watch a TV show today, and I felt like my brain cells were dying while I was watching it. It was just a silly comedy, but it was so hard to understand. Anyways, that's why I probably skipped things and didn't make much sense and couldn't think of words and such. But yeah, hope you get to watch some of these movies. And not sure what I'll cover the next episode. We'll have to wait and see. I've got some good movies here on my list, and some movies that I'd like to talk about, but don't know what to say about them. I might just skip those. I might add some movies that I don't like that I don't recommend. We'll see. Anyways, I will see you next time, and thank you very much for watching.